So Game Freak was hacked, and most of it is just unreleased art and stuff like that, but there's been quite a few interesting lore leaks. It's not canon, obviously, but it's kind of worse than you'd think. On one hand, the entire Pokemon universe and how it was created was leaked, but there's 3 stories specifically that are, wow, you know? I'm gonna steal a joke, but let's just say they really put the freak in Game Freak. Typhlosion and slacking literally caught some allegations, bro. Here's the thing, it's supposed to be folklore similar to like Greek and Viking mythology, and if you know Pokemon, you know there was a time when the line between Pokemon and humans were blurred, but you never expect a games company to have something that detailed out, you know? People are confused, literally just because it's Pokemon, and you don't expect those types of stories from a kid's game, you know? After the Pokemon leaks came out, a number of Pokemon caught some allegations, but apparently one brave fellow took it upon himself to investigate further. Typhlosion might have just be the allegations, it's a little bit in the air, all thanks to this man right here. So apparently the stories were all AI translated, and a lot of the nuance of the story was lost. Typhlosion did not kidnap a young girl and force her to be a bride, but she was 16 to 20, lost in the woods, and Typhlosion disguised himself as an old hermit to rescue her. Now here's the thing, Typhlosion did use a yawn to get her to stop worrying about her parents. Yeah, he did marry her, yeah, she did have his child. But apparently, the story takes place over the span of a few months, maybe a few years, and Typhlosion didn't use any powers to make her fall in love with him, or do anything unconsensual, just a Beauty and the Beast type thing. Do you think he'd be the allegations? Let me know what you think. So the Super Mario Reanimated movie was cancelled. Kinda. For you veteran internet users, you know what a reanimation is. For those of you that don't, it's when a group of artists and animators get together and reanimate a movie, but each scene shows their specific art style. This has been done before, and usually it's a fun community project. But here's the thing. Mario Replumbed was terribly managed. Promised to remake the whole movie in just 1 year. Our Twitter was rightfully confused because that's a huge crunch time. Should not have been possible. Well, it wasn't. The project was cancelled. Then it was revived by someone else. It's a huge mess. Here's the last thing. A few of the reanimated scenes have been leaked, and it shows there was like 0 quality control, and I've been dying laughing at some of the leaks. But yeah, sad day for art. Asmongold was banned on Twitch. He has apologized already for his recent controversy. Whether or not it's genuine is not for me to say, but let me explain the story. A clip went viral of him saying that he doesn't care about the conflict, but the tone and words he used were very apathetic and condescending as well. I'm not going to say them, but that's the quote. As heartless as the comments came across, he got in a call with Hassan Piker and they had a 4-hour conversation of mostly Hassan talking, where they discussed the conflict and he clarified his opinion is not in support of the other side or that people should die on any end, but in his words,
but if they did, they'd be doing the same thing.
I think he should have listened to his own advice. You don't need to voice your opinion on every single thing. And for that reason, I'm not touching this topic with a 10-foot pole. If you're upset with him, you have every right to be. I don't think he meant it with malice, just mostly ignorance and arrogance. Mainly because he apologized long before his suspension and admitted he was wrong, and that is surprisingly rare. Whether or not you forgive him and think it's genuine is your choice. So Dr. Disrespect, our favorite groomer, is back in the news. He was rejected by Kick. Bro, do you know how embarrassing that is? So here's the story. Doc released a tweet saying, I'd retire before considering streaming on Kick. Aiden Ross saw it and exposed they were in serious conversations, but Kick rejected him because he wanted too much. Now mind you, he's still banned on Twitch and he's currently in the midst of reapplying for monetization on YouTube. So the guy is making no money and the only real options are jumping to Kick or Rumble. Rumble's already out of the question for obvious reasons. I don't know why Kick would waste their money and buy him some good PR when he's probably gonna go crawling to them in like a month or two. PewDiePie, Mr. DePie himself, called out KSI. Here's the thing, from the clip it's very obviously a joke and just a deep cut reference to a past drama in 2017. So KSI dropped Thick of It to universal disdain, and the people of the internet did what they do. They made fun of the song. Some people even made the song better. 1950s version? Surprisingly, it goes hard. People were reacting to it, but his label was actively blocking anyone who used it outside of TikTok. KSI does have the power to whitelist certain people to let them react freely. He even admitted that he didn't want to whitelist people that were critical of the song, notably H3. If it was a joke, it didn't land. If you spend a week playing up how insulted and upset you were, then say you don't want critics to make jokes about it, it comes off as genuine. KSI lost. Mr. DePie will always be on top. Sorry, that's the rules. So Jacksfilms changed his target from Sniper Wolf to Filian, and VTuber fans are not happy. Now Filian is very funny. She's high energy, more than just one-note jokes. She flips around and stuff. It's more high effort than you'd assume. So a lot of her fans are rightly confused to how you can lump her in with Sniper Wolf. Now here's the thing, Sniper Wolf in a way deserved a lot of the criticism. She is or was the most popular female YouTuber on the planet just by making TikTok compilations, and according to all the horror stories, she was a monster behind the scenes. So when Jack made 20-ish videos on her, people didn't care. She deserved it. But people love Filian. Filian, so if he does the same playbook and acts like a condescending reaction judge, he's not going to get the same praise. Here's another thing, a lot of the rules Jack made up are just that, made up. Like stealing memes is just internet culture. No one cares who made the original. Most of them are just screenshots from TV shows with text on top. No one cares who made them. I don't think his rules are bad. In fact, I'd agree with a lot of them. But the simple fact is, all that matters is if it constitutes his fair use, and Filian does.